What's up guys, it's Andre back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the new limited time event in Battlefield 2042 and giving an honest review. So it seems as though DICE has completely lost it. They've introduced bold naked zombies with hammers in a new game mode, and on the face of it, it would seem as though this type of zombies mode would gain a lot of hype and interest in the community. But if you take a look at the Steam charts, it seems as though the player base after the initial spike has started to drop off pretty drastically, even in spite of this new event, which you would expect to gain a lot of hype. The event that we're talking about is the kill switch game mode, and this game mode is pretty simple. Essentially, you have these nodes which you have to capture, so just think of them as conquest points that keep moving throughout the game. And then you also have a forge which is set, and this forge is essentially the zombie spawn which you have to fight over. Whichever team captures these nodes, whichever team captures 5 of these nodes first wins the game. And obviously if you capture the forge or the zombie spawn, you're also going to be at an advantage because players will be distracted fighting the zombies rather than fighting you. So that's essentially the game mode explained. And now we're going to be giving you my honest review. I would say overall it was a pretty fun game mode, and the Geists, as they're called, or the zombies, do add a new element to the gameplay. They do make it more fun, more interesting, and just change up the gameplay and the pacing of the usual Battlefield game. Another good thing is that the developers have been pretty reactive with this new game mode. They have actually increased or buffed or rebalanced the Geists. So you can see from the developer changelog that they've buffed and rebalanced the Geists or the zombies. So you can see the first point that they've made here is that the Geist's survivability has been increased, with damage taken per bullet reduced from 0.33 to 0.3. So essentially it's going to take an extra bullet to actually kill the Geist, or maybe even more. That's a good thing, because when I first played the game, the zombies were essentially kind of ineffectual. It didn't really matter which team had the zombie spawns, because as long as you focused on getting those nodes, the zombies were more of just an inconvenience rather than a game changer. So now with these new buffed Geists, you actually have to essentially fight more for the zombie spawn or for the forge than you did before. So it's good that they've changed that with feedback from the community. It seems as though they've also changed the Geist stun behavior, and they say it has been minimized. So stun behavior refers to the actions taken once they have received substantial damage within a short period of time. So previously, Geists would be stunned when receiving 15% of total health loss under 1.5 seconds. This will now occur at 50% of total health loss in under 0.5 seconds. So again, this essentially buffs the Geists. Not only do they have to take more damage to die, but they also aren't going to be stunned as easily. So the developers have actually changed the forges as well. Forges now spawn 12 Geists per wave, increased from 9. They've also increased the spawn time between waves, and it's been increased from 15 seconds to 17.5 seconds. And the maximum number of Geists available in-game simultaneously has been reduced from 40 to 30. So again, this is just a nice rebalance. They've essentially made the Geists more tanky, so it makes sense that they're going to reduce the total number of the Geists that can be in the game. So another good thing that the developers have done is they've actually fixed a mouse input bug. So you can see on their Battlefield Comms Twitter page that they've released a fix for this bug, which got introduced during this new patch or this new game mode. Now obviously they shouldn't have had this bug in the first place, but the fact that they've been pretty quick and they've essentially fixed it on the same day is a pretty good thing to see, that they actually care about the game and they're actively developing on it. Now I personally play on controller, so this doesn't affect me, but I'm glad that anyone who plays on mouse and keyboard, that's now fixed. So I guess it's good that it shows that the developers are constantly improving on the game. So that's the good pretty much over with, and that's unfortunate because there's actually a lot of bad things about this new game mode. So the first bad thing about this game mode is the AI itself is pretty bad. So I've seen the AI essentially just standing still, not doing anything. So there's essentially no point of even having the guys there if not going to do anything. They're just standing still. And it seems as though unless you're very close to the guys, they essentially will just stand still or they get stuck. And this isn't anything to do with them being stunned. This is literally just them, I guess, not knowing where the enemies are and just spawning and just not doing anything. And in fact, there's actually been multiple times where I've seen guys literally run back into their spawn and get burned alive. So that's just kind of shows how bad the AI design really is. So this is definitely bad AI design on the developer's part, and I would expect that to be much better, especially if you're making a game mode specifically designed around AI and robot zombies basically. So the next bad thing is that if you actually compare this game mode to Warzone zombies, it's pretty underwhelming. So if we take a look at the map in Warzone, for example, the Halloween event, they actually did a huge redesign of the map where they added Halloween decorations, and they essentially really put in a lot of effort to theme the map around the event. Whereas with Battlefield, the maps look exactly the same. There's no difference. So it seems as though they've put basically zero effort into redesigning the map for this new game mode. And unfortunately, that low effort carries on with the design of the actual Geists themselves. The Geists are essentially just duplicates of the same model, and they have just hammers, which again doesn't really make sense considering that they're being like synthetically created in this spawn or forge. Where they're getting hammers from doesn't make any sense. But again, just low effort, right? You have this one character model and they just duplicate it. So again, kind of low effort on the developer's part there, especially when you compare with Warzone. Look at the Warzone game mode, you had a redesigned map, and the zombies themselves actually were different. So talking about different zombies, again, if you compare to Warzone, the Warzone game mode had different types of zombies. They had boss zombies, they had zombies that had different abilities. In this game, there's none of that. It's literally just the same zombies duplicated. So, and I feel like they could have put more creativity into this. In Warzone, for example, you actually have a boss zombie, which will give you more loot. They could have done like a final round where they had a boss zombie or something like that, like a juggernaut zombie or something, which had more health or was tanky. They could have done like a wingsuit zombie that could fly or something like that. They could have done something that was a little bit more creative rather than just having 12 duplicate zombies spawn at a time. And my final conclusion and score is that I'll give this about a 5.5 to a 6. It was overall pretty underwhelming, and honestly you can see that reflected with the player base numbers decreasing. I would have expected this mode to garner a lot of interest and intrigue from the community, but overall it seems pretty underwhelming, and that's pretty unfortunate. But anyway guys, that's all I have for the video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But comment down below what you guys thought of this game mode. Do you think it was good? Do you think it was underwhelming? Tell me what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.